Alright, and now onto the computer side of things. As you can see, we are here at my default background desktop with a couple of files, but we're going to jump right onto my Let's Play folder. The very first thing that you will notice is that I have my four current, I guess, projects right here: Starfox 64, Mario Kart 8 In Depth, the Sunshine Race, and the 3-year anniversary special, which I'm working on for you guys. I have my streaming folder, which, it's for the yearly streams. Other files, and here I have the Elgato, which will come onto play on the next part, which we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes. But what am I going to show you right here is actually on this folder, and right here you get a peek at some of my files, which include the SMT archives, April Fools, some Amiibo stuff. And yeah, just here goes like the general shit that does not fall into any of these categories. So this is the thing that I'm going to show you guys, and I'm only going to be mentioning the things that all of these folders have, and then I'm going to jump onto my Starfox 64 folder so I can explain on a better stance. So first of all, this is the raw footage. This is where all of your video or unedited video files are going to go. This is where your commentary is going to go. And now these two are not really raw footage and commentary. You can actually see these as video footage and audio, because right here you can have things like game footage or game with audio, face cam, whatever. And here you can have either game audio, your commentary, the guests' commentary, or whatever if you have any dual commentators. Project, really straightforward. This is only the project that you're going to save for your video editing software. Finished is what it is. The finished videos which are ready to upload. Banners, which contains banner images, or for me, outro images and outro clips. Thumbnails, which include screenshot images, template, and finished. And last but not least, I have other, which are things that you put that you don't really find a place for any of these. So let's just jump onto the example so I can explain to you guys. Raw content right here, this is my bad. I have my audio folder right here instead of this one, the commentary. It was a little bit kind of irrelevant, but you can do basically whatever you want with these two. With Starfox, I have my raw footage right here, as the thing says so, and I have the audio to match up with a 3DS video. Right here I have my commentary. This is the only thing, these are the only things that I have right here. Projects, just this, these are my projects for Vegas Pro 12, which I'm going to be explaining on the next step as well. Finished, these 5 videos that I have right here are ready to upload, and these are, I already double checked them, and I recommend you guys do the same for whenever you are ready to upload a video. Whenever it's done, just watch it again. It is going to be really good. That way you are going to, that is, if you have any mistake, you are going to save re-editing and re-uploading, which if you have a bad upload speed and a bad computer, this is going to save you so much time. Right here are my banners, so I'm going to go through them, and right here, I would have my previews next, and for my intro and my outros, but for Starfox, I only use the outro. But, they would go this way. The banner images are things that I would use for the banners themselves that I said, the intro and outro, so you don't have them like here, like all spread out and shit. Outro images are the images that I use for the outro itself, not really the banners, which the outro thing I'm going to be explaining on the next step as well. And outro clips are the 30-second preview of the videos you see at my outros, but right now Starfox is really not gonna feature any of these. Now, thumbnails, these are actually the 4 main things that you want. You want the screenshots. I'm going to show you later on Vegas how you screenshot your the video preview, so that's really nice. So you can have a screenshot of what happens in the game, so you can make your thumbnail. Images right here, for example, on Super Mario Sunshine, I had the Super Mario Sunshine logo. I had the Pianta and a coin. This is where those things would go, but right now I don't. I haven't really worked on Starfox thumbnails or banners. Well, yeah, I did work on those, but like Starfox, I haven't really done any thumbnail whatsoever. I've been working on the sort of oh my god, I'm about to stutter, but I really don't want to. I've been working on the Vegas project, so that's pretty much it. Template is the thing that you save as Photoshop, so you don't really have to make a new one. And then finished are the ones that are ready to be uploaded to your video itself. And last but not least, I have the other, which are things that do not really fall into any of these categories. So right here I have an Excel file, a Word file, an image, a map for Starfox 64, the Lilat system. So like all of these files don't really fall into this category, into these categories. I guess the closest that you could get if I have some music right here, for example, the Lilat map, it could go here, but I would much rather put it here, because I really don't want another folder that says, music. If I have any music for any speedups, it usually goes over here. So that's just pretty much it about my folder setup. I am going to be having this one setup, this folder for you guys to download, so you can actually just copy this. Like whenever I start a new project, all I do is just copy it and put it right over here. So it's really not a mess that I have to create a folder every single time. So that's just pretty much it about all of the file setup. So let's just go ahead and jump onto the editing part of the video. Alright, before we start with the editing part of things, I'm only going to be giving you some very, very quick and basic pointers to manage your footage and your audio here at the track at Vegas. I actually forgot to do these. I was kind of more into the things that, the technical part of the things, or of where to edit and how to edit it, that I kind of forgot how to give you some pointers. So if you have your clip right here, you can press S, and it is going to separate this, and you can actually move this all the way over here, or whatever you want. You can put these together, or you can make them, merge together in order to do a quick transition like so. Fuck, and it's actually lagging a little bit because my computer is actually a little bit shitty at doing that. Yeah, it doesn't really show it too much, but like if I go slow motion, you will see that it actually fades out, which is actually another pointer. You can actually do the fade out by doing this. Let's just say that I want to go 2 seconds, and if you play your clip, it's going to fade out really nicely. You can also do this with your audio. So it actually fades out really nicely as well. That's the fade out, splitting, moving, and the only other thing that I use is volume. So like as you can see, if I add an audio track right here, I make this one, let's just say +2, but I want the part to be a little bit louder. What I'm going to do is this, and I'm going to be putting this track over here. And for example, what you want to do right over here is put this and this, so they kind of transition. So it actually it actually sounds like this. Not super loud, but that's just pretty much it. The other things are going to be mentioned on the following clips. So yeah, these are just very basic pointers. So on with the video. Alright, now let's move on to the editing part of things. Now, these are the 12 things that I'm going to show you that I have used throughout my Let's Play sort of, I don't want to say career, but, the Let's Play lifetime that I've actually produced. These are all of the things that I have used, and for Let's Plays, in case you are doing any fancy intro, outro, or any special effects for your video, I don't personally recommend it because, not only does it take a lot of time to do things in, for example, After Effects or Vegas, it's actually not really needed in my personal opinion. So these are 12 things that I'm going to show you that I have used throughout my Let's Play, again, lifetime, that are really helpful, and you're really not going to need a lot if you have all of these, learned, I guess. The very first thing that I have to mention, however, is that every single thing that I'm going to talk about is actually going to be focusing on Vegas Pro, whether it's 11, 12, or 13. However, I'm going to be giving you guys the names of the techniques that I used, and if you use another editing software like Premiere, you can actually look it up on YouTube and look at a guide. So you can do the same thing that I'm doing here in Vegas, but instead you can do it at any other video editing software. I do not really recommend Premiere, but this is just my personal preference. It gives you a lot better quality, but to be honest, here Vegas, for me, it's a lot more comfortable. So, that's just a very personal preference. We have 12 things to tackle, so let's just go ahead and begin. The very first thing that I'm going to show you are my templates for 720p, 720p 60 fps, 1080p, and 1080p 60 fps setup. All of these, you can pause your screen. These are things that have given me very good quality throughout the years, and these are for you guys to enjoy. Now, Keep in mind for audio CD, summary, ruler, and audio, everything is exactly the same. I don't really mess up with audio because I'm really happy with it. Ruler, I really have no clue what these three are, but you know, just keep that in mind. Here, whenever you go to File, New, this is going to pop up. So very, very, very important. If you are using Vegas Pro 12, 13, I don't think 11 has this. Number one thing, have View Transform off every single time you do this, because otherwise it is going to mess up with your quality, not with your quality, with your color scheme, whatever, and you know, kind of correcting it later is going to be kind of a pain. I actually tried it, and you know, it was a lot easier to turn this off. You know, I was actually trying to do like a color correction video effect, which you know, in the long run, it might have, you know, ended up being more time to render. So these are my settings for a 720p. As you can see, I am, you know, all of these only change for the width and the height. So here, field order, non-progressive scan, 1000 pixel aspect ratio, output rotation 0, frame rate. These are also going to change. These three are the ones that are going to change. Stereoscopic 3D mode, you want that off. You want a 32-bit floating range. These can vary, you know, they don't really affect the video too much, but, you know, this works out for me, so I just leave it like that. Composing gamma 1 linear, view transform, like I said before, you want it to be off. Full resolution quality, you want it to be the best. That's for me personally. Motion blur type, Gaussian or Gaussian, whatever it is pronounced. The interlance method, whatever, put none. This Vegas actually trolls me whenever I say start with a new new projects with these settings. It actually, you know, it doesn't do that, so I have to change the off and the video quality manually. So these are basically the changes. As you can see, this is 720p, this is 720p 60. You know, only the frame rate is going to change. 1080p, it's like this in 1920 by 1080, and 30 FPS obviously, and then a 1080p 60 FPS that is the same, but 60. As you notice, all of these are the same, you know, exact same things, only this is going to change. The important thing comes with whenever we start rendering the video, which is going to be taken care of in the next step. So just for the sake of this video, I'm going to put a 720p, 30 FPS. This is going to go off, and it's you know, I'm going to click OK. So first of all, as you can see, the very first thing that I'm going to be checking out, 3-year anniversary special, Let's Play guide. I'm going to go into editing, and the very first thing that I am going to be showing you is there are some times in which you are going to capture your video in 4:3 aspect ratio. This means that this is only a little square, and you can do one of two things with this. The very first one, which would potentially be the most efficient one. Now, by efficient one, I mean that Vegas is going to have less time to, less things to render, is that you want to go right-click, click properties, and you want to check off maintain aspect ratio. Whenever you do this, whatever you put in here is going to act as if, you know, it has to fill up the screen. As you can see right here, since the video is a little square and it doesn't really have anything else. Oh, and I also recommend doing disable resample, which is going to take out some of the lines whenever there's movement, and it looks a lot better in general. Media general, you know, don't even touch these. You know, this is like, you can actually rotate it, but, you know, I don't really recommend using these. And these don't even touch. I mean, these are the only things that you want to check. So by doing that, you can see that instantly it just fills up the screen and you have your Let's Play file all ready to go. If you don't want it to be like this, I guess, the thing, like for example, if there are any games that look bad on a full screen, this is not the case for Paper Mario, however, because if you do this, properties, and if you check maintain aspect ratio is going to go back to 4:3, it is going to look like this. However, if you wanted to, you know, kind of have something behind, and if you don't mind the render times, what you're going to do is you're going to insert a video track. I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put a crumbled paper under that. You will see that there's nothing here. Why is that? Is because it is the same aspect ratio as the video itself. So since it's behind it, what happens is that the footage is covering up the paper. So what do you need to do? You're going to right-click properties, and this is going to make it so it fills up the entire screen. Now, whenever you do this, since you have this, you can make it. Oh, and by the way, I actually need to click properties, maintain aspect ratio, and since it goes a full screen once again, what you could potentially do if you want to change it, the the screen to somewhere else is that you're going to go back to the 4:3 aspect ratio, and this big F, this is basically your full screen. Just picture that as your full screen, and whenever you change it, it is going to change the ratio of the footage itself. So let's just say that this is a 4:3, and you want the the footage to be right here, and you want to put something else over here, whether it's a face cam, or here you want to put like some collectibles, whatever, the status of your Let's Play. That's also pretty good. So just keep in mind you can do this for footage that is a 4:3 aspect ratio. So yeah, we're pretty much done with that. Let's just go ahead and jump into a new one. I'm going to be doing this, every single time, just for, going in order, I guess. So let's just go back to editing, and the easiest thing that you could potentially do is have your footage as 16:9. Now, as you can see, boom, this is, like this, it is, pretty bad, and there are going to be some times in which even if you click maintain aspect ratio, boom, nothing happens. Why is that? Is because the like for example, I capture this with Elgato, and since it is, it captures a full screen 16:9, it even captured the black frame that is around my gameplay. So what do you want to do whenever that happens? You want to click off maintain aspect ratio, because if you do this, and if you go back to pan crop, even if you make it small, nothing is going to happen. So how do you change this? You're going to go back to default, you're going to go to properties, and click off maintain aspect ratio, and whenever this happens, boom, now it is going to fill up the screen. So now what you do with your F, you want it to fill up the footage itself, and boom, that is a 16:9. There are some games, obviously, for example, a Wii U, that if you put it there, it is going to fill up the screen automatically, because that is the format in which you captured it, so it is going to be very, very easy. Now, we're going to jump on to, let's see, yeah, all of this is fine. Now, let's just go back to the folders, and I'm going to show you how to capture a 3DS normal gameplay. I'm going to be, by the way, every single thing that I'm showing you guys, whether it's templates for DS, 3DS, or whatever that I use on this specific part of it, I'm going to have available for you guys to download on the description of this video, as well as some video effects details that I'm going to show you right now. So now let's just say that you have a 3DS capture board and that you have this, right? So what do you do in order to fill up these these two screens? Let's just say that you already have the ratio all written down, I guess, and you want to fill these screens. Now keep in mind, by the way, this is going to be kind of a lengthy part of the video, because I'm going to explain how you can do this for any type of kind of setup. If you want the top screen to be down here, and if you want the bottom one to be up here, I'm just going to be explaining the full process of how you do this, so you can do whatever you want with whatever footage you want, with whatever background you want, and it is so you don't necessarily have to use this. But since it is already tested, it works perfectly fine for me. You can follow my example, download my my stuff, my details, so you can have all of this. Obviously, if you use any of this, any credit would be kind of nice. Don't be like my son SMT, that you rip things off for me and then go like, yeah, this is mine, bitches. So whatever I use, it's going to be available for you guys to download. So enough ramble about that. The very first thing that you want to do is that you want to have obviously two video screens, or whatever you want. So let's just say that the top, how do you call this? I kind of forgot the word, the track. Okay, yeah, this is the track. Let's treat this as a track. So first off, you want to click off maintain aspect ratio, disable resample. What's going to happen with this is this is the ratio of this, and we click off maintain aspect ratio, boom, it is going to fill up the entire screen. Now, in order to fill up the top screen, I want to do two things. The very first one is that I am going to be zooming in onto a, let's just say, okay, this is perfect. I am going to be zooming in on a part of the footage that is going to be uniform, or the same color, or like really bright. Just make sure that you're able to differentiate your footage from your background, from the background that you're using in order to fill up the screen. So this right now might look super silly, right? So what you're going to do is, in Vegas here, there is an effect called a Sony cookie cutter. I'm going to be adding two of those, and right away this might look really, really, weird. The very first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to uncheck the second one, and the first one right here, I am going to change it from a circle to a, I would say, rectangle. So you will see that this changes. You can increase the size, which is actually going to be kind of helpful. I'm going to be putting it at around the 50. Later on, I'm going to give you the details that fill up this exactly the way I want it. So it is going to be very nice. All right, so now what you want to do, or what I do personally, is that you want to match the left and the top part of the screen that you want to fill up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to change this over here. And this is already looking pretty good. Let's just say that I wanted to do it right there. So there's a little black bar in between the footage and the red bar. Normally I would fill it all the way to the red, but for this example's sake, this is looking pretty good. So you only want this to be, the thing that you cover with the first cookie cutter, whether it's the top and the left and the top, or the right and the bottom. So with the second one, I'm pretty sure you know what's going to happen next. We're going to jump onto the rectangle. I'm going to make it around the same size. Let's just say, whatever. You will notice that as I increase the size, what's going to happen? You will see that it is not going to go off the bounds that I already stated with the first cookie cutter. So no matter the size that I use, it is never going to go over this part. Now let's just put it at around 50 again. And now what I want to do is I want to match. Oh, and by the way, there are going to be some cases. Let's just say that I put it all the way to 1. There are going to be some cases in which I go all the way over here, but it's not going to move. So this is only going to be a thing of size. So I'm going to put it all the way back to, let's say, 565. And now I want to match up the right and the bottom. So let me see. This is looking... I guess this is looking like really good. If you want to do something else, instead of doing this, you want to go to the numbers, and this is your x-axis and your y-axis. If I want it to be a little bit more down, this is going to be the y-axis, and I'm going to decrease the size by, let's say, 50. That's a little bit too much for my, liking, but let's just say that is going to be the thing. So this already matches the entire... Sorry, this is already matching the entire screen that you want to be filling up your background, but you will see that this is not really the top screen. So now that you have all of these, now that you have your boundaries all set up and ready to go, the next thing that you want to do is go back to pan crop. Now, if you go back to default, it is going to give you this, and it, again, it looks kind of silly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put the F as it was a 16:9. Now this is also looking kind of silly, but think of this as your full screen. So if this is your full screen, around this area is covering, is covered by the top screen. So I'm going to be making it a little bit bigger, and I want it to be around. This is already looking pretty good for actually doing it. Sort of, as as an example. It's not going to best my, my own setting because, that one was, perfectly tested. So let's just say, okay, it's still going a little bit off the side. I'm going to be making it just a little bit bigger here. And okay, it still needs a little bit more touch. And okay, that's sort of the center. Boom, there we go. So that's just a rough estimate. I mean, I did it. I did this really quickly and manually just to show you guys how to do it. With these things, you can now do whatever you want to whatever part of the screen you want, with whatever footage you want, and whatever background you want. So now I'm going to be doing the next one with a bottom screen. So now we're done with the top. Let's just go ahead and hide that, and let's do the same process with this just to go over it once again. So first of all, I'm going to be checking this, maintain aspect ratio, disable resample. What's going to happen? The footage is going to fill up the screen. Boom. So now again, you want to go all the way back to the pan crop. You're going to do this, and you want to go at a uniform color. Now instead of white, let's just sort of change this to... How about the blue, right? So this is, just the blue in order to test things out. So again, this looks kind of silly. So what are you going to do? You're going to go back to your video effects. You're going to go to Sony Cookie Cutter. You're going to add 1, 2. Now you're going to uncheck the first one in order to uncheck the second one in order to, go by steps. Now, instead of top and left, I'm going to be taking care of right and bottom first. So again, now since this is a kind of a square, it actually resembles more square than a rectangle, I'm going to be putting a square. And, this since it is, a lot smaller, let's just go ahead and put it like this. So now that I have this right here, I want to go around the same process. You know, again, this is not really going to be perfect, but you know, it's kind of a rough estimate in order to show you guys how I do things. So that's already looking pretty good. Let's just go ahead and check this one. This again looks you know, rather silly, so let's just go ahead and fix that. I'm going to be going over here to the second one. I'm going to be putting a square. And after that, let's just go ahead and move it. Let's decrease the size just a little bit. And now I want to focus. All right, this is like another example. You will see that it is, you know, a small. However, it actually does not kind of follow the boundary that I have. So this is fixed by lowering the how you call it, the size. I'm really sorry for that. And now I'm going to be focusing on top and left. So that is already looking really nicely. So now that you have both of these, it is time to go for the pan crop once again. So I'm going to be zooming out of this just a little bit, and I want this to be fairly big, and I think this is already looking pretty good. Okay, no, it's just a little bit bigger, and this is going to go a little bit smaller, and boom. You know, that's kind of a rough estimate. So by doing this, I've already, you know, I've already been able to do this, and it looks fairly nice. Now, I'm going to be giving you my personal, you know, details on how this is done. And the very first thing that I'm going to show you is how to do 3DS top screen and 3DS bottom screen that I used on my Super Smash Brothers. So let's just go ahead and mute this track. And for this one, for the top, I'm going to go to 3DS top screen 1. And 3DS top screen 2. This is the perfect setting for this. Now I'm going to go for a 3DS top screen, and I'm going to show you the specific details for this. So I'm right here. This actually fills up the entire thing perfectly. So what are the settings? Here is the size 500. And these are the centers. I mean, I'm not going to say every single number, but these are the things that you want to do to match my personal background, which is available for you guys to download. So here I have the size and the center for the first one, size and center for the second one, and then pan crop. Whenever I do this, you want to focus on width, height, center, x center, y center, angle, x center, y center. And, you know, just copy all of these, and you don't need to worry about matching anything else. It is going to be, no matter what type of monitor, no matter what type of Vegas sort of version you're using, it is always going to be matching up exactly the way you want it. Now for the bottom screen, let's just go ahead and unmute that. I'm going to go to the video effects, and I'm going to be focusing on 3DS bottom screen 1, 3DS bottom screen 2, and I'm going to go to 3DS bottom screen. And as you can see, I already kind of fucked up 3DS. Okay, sorry. 3DS bottom screen 2. There we go. So for the first one of the bottom screen, this is the size, center, and pan crop. These are all of the details. All right. Really nice. So we are done with all of this, all of the kind of very technical explanation. The next ones that I'm going to show you are going to be a lot shorter because I don't really need to explain how I did it. So I only need to give you guys the details of all of my setup. So let's just go ahead and open a new project. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to be focusing on the Starfox project that I used. This is actually not super important now that I showed you, but like for example, let's just go to my Starfox project and let's just go to the first stage corn area, right? So, oh shit, no, okay, that one wasn't the thing that I wanted. It's open project. Do you want to save changes to Untitled? No. So how do you make? I am just going to be opening up another Vegas footage. Let's see the timing. Okay, it's already been 21 minutes, but this part is actually the big one that I really want you guys to learn about. So let's just go ahead and open my, no, not streaming. Yeah, University Special, LP Guide, editing, what was it? 3DS Starfox. So you get a small sneak peek at this. And apply. How do you turn this if you play the original Starfox, right, like you will see right here, whenever the pilots are talking, it stays on the bottom screen, and the text box is still here above the pilot. If you play the original game, the pilot face or whatever, it's over here, and this is the text box. What did I do to what did I do in order to achieve this? The same thing that I did on the 3DS footage thing. Just use a Sony cookie cutter whenever you want. Focus on top, bottom, top left, bottom right. It is the same thing with this. You can see everything as a rectangle or a square. Top left, right, bottom. So it is just basically the same thing. I have two files right here, two tracks right here. This one focuses on the text box. So I have these two effects that I'm going to be showing you guys later, I guess. I would be going out of order. This is, if you want to do the same with Starfox and if you have a 3DS capture board, these are the details. Starfox text box screen 1, text box screen 2, and the pan crop details, I guess. So this is all for the text box. Now I'm going to show you the one for the pilot. If I mute this track, this is going to appear. The pilot is not going to be on screen. So how do I do this? If I uncheck this, you will see that the boundaries are going to show the rest of the screen. So it does the same with this, but it's it's going to do the same with this one. So, see that this one focuses on right and bottom. So, these are the details for this one. Starfox Pilot Screen 1, Starfox Pilot Screen 2, and the pan crop effect for the screen right here. So, now that we are done with the Starfox one, let's just go ahead and go back to, this is just basically how to do that thing. I only had this one for, to show you guys how to put the pilot screen, the text box screen on the main one itself. So, now that we are done with that one, let's just go ahead and jump into a new project, which I don't think is going to show anything other than my other things that I have used. Let's see, top screen main. Okay, so if you guys remember my Bowser's Inside Story, you will remember that I had this setup right here. So again, I'm going to be showing you my exact details for this. We're just going to do this right over here. And I will be focusing on the top screen first. Now the top screen is going to be the main one for this specific part of the game. There are other parts where the bottom one is the main one, but worry not, that is going to be the next part right here. So if you want to, and by the way, this is for 3DS capture board with a, with the kind of a, this is software right here that I'm using. So, everything might be a little bit different if you're using something else, but with the tools that I give you, it's really not going to be a problem whatsoever. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to click Properties, uncheck. Now let's go to Video Effects, Cookie Cutter, add 1, 2. Go ahead and you're going to use DS main screen. Main screen. I don't think I have the top on this one. Yeah, actually, okay, a very interesting thing. The main screen bottom I actually did with Partners in Time, which was on my old laptop. So let's see, bottom screen, DS main screen bottom. Let's see. Hey, what the hell? I already got a little bit confused. Main screen bottom, that is with a Partners in Time. So I am just going to be skipping this one right here, and I am going to tell you what to do with these, with this exact same thing. So let's just go ahead and do the same, off, whatever, and let's go on to the bottom screen main, and I'm going to be having this one right here. All right, so I'm going to be putting the file right here. I am going to duplicate the track, and then I'm going to put my background right here. So what's going to happen is that first I'm going to be focusing on the top screen, which is going to be the secondary one. Let's just go on and jump onto my cookie cutter, 1, 2, and boom. Here we have DS main screen bottom, but we want to go to DS main secondary screen top. I'm going to have 1, DS secondary screen top number 2. No, I think I kind of fucked up. Bottom screen, wait, secondary screen top. All right. Might have. Oh, okay. I didn't fuck up because I didn't do this. I have to check off maintain aspect ratio, and as you will see, the boundaries are already preset. So what do you do next? Just to kind of recap on the details, there we go. And now I'm going to go to DS main screen bottom, but I'm going to go to DS secondary screen top. And as you can see, holy shit, what happened? Okay. DS secondary screen top. Alright. Alright. Okay, worry not, this is kind of a, kind of an exercise in order to do this. As you will see, it is, holy shit. Now, let's just go ahead and do this. Now, I want the X, no, the Y? Yeah, the Y center to be the same. So I'm going to be putting this right over here. And, come on. Boom, there you go. So I'm actually going to be saving this one, in order to, kind of forget future screw-ups. Let's just go ahead and put this perfectly. There we go. So that's exactly how I did it. Again, number 1, number 2, pan crop details. Now let's just go on to the bottom one, which is going to be the main one for this case. Let's just go ahead and go to properties, maintain aspect ratio, video effects, cookie cutter, 1, 2. Okay. And then we're going to jump on to this one, and I will be using DS main screen bottom number 1 and DS main screen bottom number 2. So as you can see, again, the boundaries are perfectly set. Now I'm going to jump onto DS main screen bottom. And as you can see, this is, again, kind of, this is a little bit screwed up. I think I saved the settings with like another type of I don't really know, but again, this is only a matter of pan crop. You can actually do this for whatever you want. So again, I'm going to be copying the Y center because I don't want this to go all the way over here. Just go ahead and paste that again, and boom, you will see that it is exactly the way I want it. So let's just go ahead and make this a little bit bigger, and okay, it's going to be like this. So there we go. There. Okay, so the x-axis has been set. Boom, there we go, perfect. So I'm, again, I'm going to be saving this, and just to recap, let's go ahead. This is the size, center, and the pan crop effect, or whatever you wanted. So all of this has been set. Again, the background and all of these details are going to be available for you guys to download. All right, let's jump on to the next one. As you can see, this was only like really fast because it wasn't really like super fast. I didn't. It wasn't really too detailed. I only needed to show you guys how everything is set up. I don't want to save. Let's just go ahead and a new project. You want to turn this off. And the editing, I want to go for both screens. This is this is potentially the easiest one, and again, this is for the 3DS capture card, the one that I have, which I'm also going to be linking in the description, which I already talked about in the previous segment. But this is also the software that you want. So now, what do you want to do if you do not want to do any of that fancy editing? That is very, very easy. All you want to do is put this over this for DS gameplay, and boom, that is your whole video. Now, if you want to do anything else, or if you want to change the size of this, obviously go to Photoshop and edit this right here, so it looks pretty nice. Now, what do you want to do if you want to do this with a 3DS? As you can see, if you use the same thing, obviously, it is going to cut out some of the images. Now, worry not, this is also going to be available for you guys. Boom. There we go. It focuses on a 3DS, this one, and again, these this one and this one are going to be available for you guys to download. Obviously, I'm going to be making them blank because I really don't think that you want to do a Majora's Mask or Bowser's Inside Story one. But if you want to do, that's cool. So that's just pretty much it if you want both screens. Let's just go ahead and go into a new project. And okay, see, I always need to start this, even though I check the start this, with the same settings. So now let's just jump onto the collectibles. Now you can do this with whatever type of thing you want. So I'm going to be doing this. Let's just jump onto Elgato. I'm going to put this right here. Boom. Again, to fill this up, you're going to maintain aspect ratio. It's not going to do anything. So what you do is, you do this with pan crop. Go to full screen, and boom. So if you are playing any type of game in which you want a collectible, this is only going to be a general topic. I'm not really going to be going super into detail with this because it's been like, what, 35 minutes or so? Yeah, 30 minutes just for editing. But, this is just basically one of the most important parts of every Let's Play kind of things. So you're going to go into Photoshop or any image editing thing that you want. I'm going to go on to a 720p resolution. I'm just going to be minimizing this. And now for this one, like I said, you want to go onto Vegas, and this is this little thing, save a snapshot to the file. You're going to put it like, let's say, yeah, right here to the desktop, right? So I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to, you know, since it's a PNG, it actually takes a little bit longer to process. So PNG, you're going to put this onto your Photoshop, and let's just say that you're playing Paper Mario. I'm going to be doing something super simple for you guys not to you know, be super bored. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be putting these things right here, and let's just say that I want to do a star piece collectible. So what I'm going to do is I need some sort of you know, kind of banner. Now if you remember my 1000-Year Door or my Twilight Princess videos, you will notice that my collectible things are right here. So I'm just going to be doing the same, and you know, for this I'm not going to give you any files because it is completely up to you how you want to do the box and the thing that you want to collect. So let's just say that I want this to be sort of you know, kind of with a circle, and I'm going to go over here. I'm going to move it somewhere around here so it has like a circular end to it. And you know, let's just say that is, you know, the thing. I'm going to go to layer. No, it is okay. It's select, and I'm going to select the inverse. I'm going to rasterize the layer so I can actually delete something. And I'm going to, no, actually this is pretty fucking stupid. Let's see. I'm going to use my. Okay, yeah, there we go. However, I'm going to be increasing the size of this. Boom, there we go. So I'm just going to be selecting this in order to make this, you know, just a little bit more presentable, and you can do whatever type of thing you want. You know, let's just say that I'm going to be putting an ellipse tool. I'm going to put, like, let's say you know, kind of a greenish type of thing, circle to it. I'm going to be doing it kind of the same, and okay, Control Z. So now I'm going to be making this just a little bit smaller, and let's just say that I want it like that. And the star piece, so first of all, to remove the white background from this, you want to rasterize the layer so you can do this. You want to click Magic Eraser tool and click your image in order for it to be kind of clean. You know, it's not super clean, but you get the point. And you're going to put this above you know, your thing. You can do you know, whatever you want to it. It's all up to your imagination. If you want to do it like you know, let's just say you want it like this sort of cut off with you know, the paper, or like you know, boom, you know, whatever the case might be. This is all completely up to you. So you're gonna put this, and let's just say that I want you know, I'm going to decrease the size to, like, let's say 40, and I'm going to say star piece. Now this is actually pretty big. I'm going to cut it down to 20, and it will go star piece 1 out of 160. And then you're going to put like some you know, some description, or you know, just basically whatever you want. And after that, I'm going to be cutting this. You want to save this. I'm going to put it on my desktop, and let's just say it's going to be example. And once you have all of these files, the very first thing that I would recommend you to use, not only save it as a PNG file, you want to save it as a Photoshop file. Because that way, every time you close it, you're going to go like, oh, I have another collectible. Well, you're going to be opening this, and instead of doing everything, well, you only need to change this. I know that this is, you know, basic information of how to save your files. You're going to go to, and you're going to save it again. Boom, PNG. You're going to go example 2. And now that you have those, instead of doing this on a Vegas, you know, if you don't do it in Photoshop, what you would have to do is this. You're going to put this, you're going to change it to properties, maintain aspect ratio, and you're going to put this somewhere around, you know, the top of your screen, you know, right? And then you would have to put another cookie cutter in order to make it look like a circle. Now you have to put your you know, your star piece, but now it has, you know, white all over it. You're gonna go like this. Boom, make this like the same ratio. You can click this one so it actually maintains the ratio. And now you want to do all of this. Okay, it's actually pretty big. So and now you want to do this, and you want to add another text. So it is super inconvenient. It is very, very easy to do it here in Photoshop, which is what I personally recommend. Let's just say the template, and that's pretty much it about your collectibles. If you are trying to, play a collectathon game, this is how I personally do it. It is very, very useful. Again, I'm not going to be providing you guys with any of these files because, obviously it is completely up to you. So let's just go ahead on to the next example, which these ones are like a very small, I guess, and I'm going to go back to YouTube, 3-year special, LP guide, editing, and banners. Now, this is like, this is also completely up to you. I'm not really gonna provide you guys with any of this either, because, again, it is completely up to you. These are the banners that I have for my, for the intro and outro, and for you to click on the annotations. So what I do, for example, is I have this file. I only did it with I do it with the eraser. I put a Meta Knight over here. So this is also completely up to you whether you're this is also this also depends a lot on your, holy shit, 37 minutes. This actually depends a lot on your on what type of game you are playing and what you want it to look. If you want the next and previous, if you want the next one over here, or whatever you want them. This is always completely up to you. So these are my banners. You can do whatever you want for your intro and outro, for people to click the annotation. If you remember, Chuck Connery does here at the top for the end of the video. You can also do that. It is just, this is completely up to you. One thing that is also completely up to you is the, let's see, what are we... Okay, outro and tracking. Now, I'm going to be opening my outro right here, and... Oh, shit, a video occurred. Damn, dude. I can't really open this shit. Nope. Classic, I'm just going to ignore everything. Oh, there we go. So, now, in order to have things move, I'm going to be muting this, and this. And this one as well. Now, as you can see, as the video plays, this is going to be moving. What you want to do is you are going to be opening up the... what is this thing called? Track and track motion. You're going to go onto your. By the way, you can look up a more in-depth tutorials on how to do tracking. This is called tracking and motion on Vegas Pro. So what I have right here is at the 4-second mark, it is going to stay on this place. And at the 35-second mark, it is going to be like that. So it is going to move from here to here in the span of from 4 seconds all the way to 35 seconds. So what is going to happen is, as you play the video, you will see that the image itself, it is moving from the first part that we set it up to be, all the way to the end one. It is, and that is going to be giving you a very nice motion type of thing. So this is going to play, blah blah blah, and these this is also the thing that I told you. This is completely up to you for your outro or intro. I have red, blue, and green space over here. I made playlist. All of this can be this is also completely up to you. I put the logos as lumas. You have your your text right here, and if you want to add some music and some background, this is my my. Let's just see, I'm going to be lowering the master volume. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So whatever type of music you want to choose, make sure that it is free to use. Just search on YouTube royalty-free music, or it's basically called a royalty-free music. There are whole channels dedicated to this type of music that you can put in your videos, and you're not going to be having any strikes whatsoever. Copyrighted music is always off the map, because you obviously don't want to have any sort of either ID claim or copyright claim on your videos. So this is track motion and how I do my outros. So let's just jump onto the next project, which is going to be file new. I do want to save, off. And now I'm going to jump onto voice effects. Now this is completely up to you as well. If you have whatever type of character you have, like for example in my case, if you remember, either 1000-Year Door for tech, as I have my robotic voice, you can speak normally, and then you can go on YouTube and look for Vegas Pro or whatever type of thing you are using. This is called voice effects for whatever type of video editing software you want it to be. You're going to be searching up video. Your video editing software, and then voice effect for, and you can have for a robot, for a demon, for a fairy, for what else have I used? I used a spiritual, or like a spirit kind of voice for Twilight Princess. I used for the warrior, kind of to have an echo, like a godly voice. And all of it is going to you're going to go to video effects right here, and it is, and it actually depends on what the tutorial tells you. What I usually used on mine, on my video effects, was a pitch shift. I'm going to be adding 2 of those, right? And then you're gonna go over here, and let's just say that I want sort of like a demonic voice. There we go. Or if you want to do a little bit like that. Yeah, there we go. So that's, sort of just a demonic voice. I didn't really remember any of the settings, but this is what you want to do. It always depends on the tutorial that the people tell you. You can use whatever you want over here, but I think most of the ones that I have used are actually focused on pitch shift. So that's just pretty much it if you want any voice effects. And the last one that I'm going to be showing you guys is masking. Now the only thing that I've used it for was on my 1000-year door bit of 100 trials, whenever the curtain falls off, and I have the levels for people to click. So this is going to be really quick, because I'm not super knowledgeable of this, because I've only used it once. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to click, I'm not even going to click of aspect ratio. So what you're going to put on, this is called masking, and again, you can look up any other in-depth tutorial on how to do this. But let's just say that instead of a part, instead of using a cookie cutter, I want a very precise thing. Let's just say that I only want the not the logos, the buttons for for A, B, X, and Y. I don't want anything else, and I want them to be super precise, the little circle, if there's like any line. So what I'm going to do, instead of using a cookie cutter, I'm going to go to pan crop, and I'm going to click masking. Now, what this is going to do right now, it's going, it's really going to do nothing. Don't click right away, otherwise you're going to be doing this, and you don't want it right away. So click Control Z and all that good shit. You can actually click on this little thing in order to move and kind of check out what you want to use. So I'm going to be zooming on this one, and I'm going to go back to the anchor creation tool. And I'm going to be focusing on this right here. You can make it as detailed as possible so it looks like super great. So right here, I'm just going to be doing a very rough estimate. Just this right here. And boom. All right. And now I have this right here, and you will see that this is exactly the thing that I want. Now, now that I have this, I'm going to be going back to I'm gonna go back to pan crop. Okay, let's just see that that only checks out the the masking. Now I don't precisely remember how to do this right here. Now if I do this right here, you can actually move this in order to not kind of do the same thing. You can also add like another point, but that is again completely up to you. And now whatever you want, you can see, this is how little I have used this. I don't really know how to go back to making this like big or small, but let's just say that you want it to be like on a bigger part. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be deleting this right here, and first off I'm going to be having maintain aspect ratio. Let's just say that you're doing like a skit, and you want to jump, and you want to have the buttons right here at the top right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing no. Okay, first of all you want to click off this one right here. Let's just go ahead and do this. I'm going to be putting the aspect ratio once again, and I want to focus to have this part on the top right here, right? And now you're going to go back to masking, and you're going to be zooming into this right over here, and you're basically going to be doing the same. 1, 2, again, this is only a rough estimate, so you can actually do it as detailed as possible. And boom, there you have it. This is exactly how you do this. You can actually do this property. So this is to have, think of this as a Sony cookie cutter, but million times more precise. You can do this as detailed as possible. Let's just say that I kind of fucked up, and you can also have, multiple segments to this. Like for example, right here, I think this is kind of working. 1, 2, and let's just say that I want to, this has all sorts of like very crazy stuff. I'm just going to be doing this. And boom, whatever, you get the point. Think of this as masking, but at a very million times more precise than a cookie cutter. Think of this as cookie cutter, but more precise. So there we go. It's been 46 minutes, but I have explained every single thing that I have used on my 3 years of Let's Playing. I know it's not a lot. There are people who might use, even fancier effects. And by the way, last thing that I forgot to tell you is that there is an effect called Sony, where is it? Sharpen. Okay, so Sony Sharpen. In case your video is looking kind of grainy, this it kind of helps most of the time, but it ends up being more render intensive. So what you want to do is add it, and you can kind of change it. I'm just going to be getting rid of the masking. There we go. You can make it at kind of as sharp as you want. So like this is going to be sharpening edges and shit. It works really well for 2D games like Paper Mario, but for 3D games it doesn't really look super great because it kind of makes it a little bit more grainy. So let's just say that sharpen, I want it to be really like kind of sharp. Let's just say like that. So if I uncheck it, maybe on the video you don't really notice it right away, but whenever you are doing it yourself, you're going to notice it, and it could potentially lead to a better quality. So there we go. Everything that I have used on my 3 years of Let's Play, I have summarized it in 12 parts. If there's anything else that you want, you can look it up on YouTube. I haven't really used any other, effects for making like fancy animations. You can even do that in other type of program like 3ds Max, After Effects, and you can render it as a video file, and it is going to be able to and you're going to be able to use it on Vegas Pro. So there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this part. It has been the most, one of the most tutorial intensive, I guess. The other ones have been just talking around, but this one I really hope you guys enjoyed. I have included things here that I've been really desperate because I really don't know how to kind of treat it, and this is just basically the way to do it. Obviously, whatever you want to ask again in the comments, make sure to let me know. I will answer whatever you guys want. But for right now, that's everything that I have used on my 3-year Let's Play. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this part and make your videos look pretty neat. Again, to repeat, I'm going to be having every single thing that I have used so far on this tutorial. I'm going to be having it available for you guys to download on this on the description. But again, if you use any of it, if you want to give any credit, that is really nice. Don't be like my son SMT that he rips up everything that I do. So now we're gonna jump on to another extremely important part of the video, which let's just go ahead and jump into it right now, which is also a very crucial part onto Let's Play or video creation in general. Alright, and now we're going to be jumping on to one of the most important, if not the most important part of Let's Plays, or video creation in general. Render settings. Now, let's just go ahead and jump back into Vegas once again. And again, if you are using any other video editing software, you can click the best settings for whatever you're using, whether it's 720p, 720p 60 FPS, 1080p, or 1080p 60 FPS. I don't actually recommend having anything lower than a 720 because with today's technology, monitors, TVs, smartphones, if you have like something 420, if we have anything 480 or below, it actually looks kind of bad, and people might potentially be turned off from your Let's Plays or videos now that the standards are really high, because obviously technology allows us to have better quality for videos. So I'm just going to be putting anything. Let's just go back to YouTube, Elgato, Paper Mario, do the same thing that I did on the previous part. Properties, maintain aspect ratio. I'm going to be turning off view transform, apply, and I'm going to be putting it as 720p. I'm going to be let's see, I'm just going to make this full screen. I'm going to be unchecking this so I can actually do this. Boom. Number 1, number 2, and let's just say that that's going to be my Let's Play file. In order to make it like super small, I'm only going to be making it 10 seconds long. And by the way, something that I should clear off, you cut this. You do this by clicking S. It's really not going to be, anything super important. Now that we have my, the 10-second clip, actually thinking about something else, I will be putting some other stuff on the previous part. Let's just say that this is my Let's Play, episode. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File, Render As, and I have 4 things that are very important. The 2 main things that I recommend are MP4 and WMV. I'm going to show you all of my settings for all of the the things that I have mentioned before. So for 1080 MP4 1080p, go ahead and go to Customize Template, and for Project, System, and Audio, again, all of these are going to be the same. So I'm going to go to Project. You want the best possible quality. Use Project Settings, and Color Space, do it as default. Otherwise, it is going to fuck up the color scheme. System, this doesn't really do anything. You can only check your GPU in order to render with your GPU instead of the CPU. I guess that's how, render CPU, and you can render with other type of shit. Audio, just have the sample rate as 48 and bitrate as 192,000. Now for the video, 1080p. These are the settings. Again, I'm only going to be mentioning the going into detail onto each and every one of the things right here, and then I'm only going to be giving you the the specifications, so you can pause the video, take a screenshot, and save these for your own. So 720 1080p. It has this frame size. Don't change this. Uncheck allow source to adjust frame size. Profile high, frame rate 30. Allow source to adjust frame rate. This actually do it. Field order non-progressive scan. Pixel aspect ratio 1. Number of reference frames 2. Constant bitrate. This is the only thing that is going to change from Let's Play to Let's Play. If I go right here, you want to go to your raw file. You want to right click, Properties, go to Details, and you want to check out these 2. This is the let's see, translated to English. This is the total bitrate speed, and as you can see right here, it is 21,000 kilobits per second, and this is 60 FPS. These are the 2 important things that you want to check out. The average of it, I would say, is 20,000 and 800, whatever. So whatever type of footage you are using, make sure, and this also depends on whatever thing you capture it with. The average of this is, let's just say, 20,800. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this, and if you use this footage right here, put it as the average right here. This one, it's actually look at it as this, just cut these last 3 and put it like around here. I would have used for this, I would use a 20. But here you can do variable bitrate, which is the maximum you need to do at the maximum, like total. This also depends on this one. Just check this one out, and you want to put the maximum and the average, which the average is right here. So maximum, only depends on whatever you want. Click to bypass. And I would actually consider putting in a constant bitrate, but if you look into detail onto one of these, just make sure to do some testing before you are, going to upload it to YouTube, so you are happy with the quality. Now, maximum BPS and the number of slices, keep this in 4. And encode mode, just render using CPU only. You can look into detail on how to use OpenCL and CUDA. I wouldn't personally recommend it for, this type of video, but, if you are looking to do any other type of project, you can actually do so. Oh man, okay, so this is for 1080p, okay, right now we're in MP4. I'm gonna go to 1080p 60 FPS, and again, most of the things that changes is this one right here. This also depends, constant bitrate, you actually want to change this in whatever thing that you want. And, this also depends, but, again, project quality, use the best. Stereotype, is project settings and default. System, nothing here. And these, just leave it at average. So this is just for 1080p 60 FPS, 720p, 720p 60 FPS, And now we jump onto the WMV, which is actually faster rendering. So again, 1080p. And this changes. I will mention it. It's not exactly the same. So just copy this. Now go to video, and you want mode CBR, format Windows Media Video 9, image size custom, 1920, 1080, pixel aspect ratio 1, 30 FPS, seconds per keyframe 5. Override this one right here. Just put this 3, and I personally do this for the sharpest 90. Now we go to bitrate, and this is where you want again to look at your properties. For example, for this one right here, I would put 20, and this is actually very variant. So this is why I'm not having this as a kind of set thing. This is going to vary from file to file or whatever you are using. Now, index summary, you're going to leave this blank, and for best, and for video render quality, you want to go for best. Look at best. There we go. So that's 1080p. We're going to jump with 1080p 60 FPS. Again, this is going to vary, and you don't want to do anything else to these two. So this is the video. 720p. And 720p 60 FPS. There we go. One thing that I to actually change is this one right here. There we go. Whatever change that you do, if you like it and if you're going to make it a permanent thing, you can name whatever thing you want, put it there, and you want to save it so it actually appears here and you don't have to do anything else. So that's it for rendering. I am going to be, let's just say, just for the sake of this video, I have another custom one right here. It's 480p widescreen. I just think this is going to be taking too long to upload. Let's just say, example. I'm going to upload to render it. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, do not worry about this. This is only like a one-time thing. The screen only goes down by a little. Now we wait a couple of seconds. And while we wait, I should tell you guys that my amiibo collection is now complete as of wave 4. That's pretty hype. And now that it's done rendering, we're going to go back to desktop, example. Check it out. Pretty nice. So that's it about rendering. Thank you very much for watching, listening. If you come here just for the render settings, that's actually pretty hype, and you actually have all of the details that I have in order to get the quality that I do. Again, you can, I only gave you the templates. If you want to change something else to make it look, better, if you want, you can, you only need to go to render and the customize template, and you can play around with, this is for MP4. Project, you can play around with this, I guess. System, don't really do anything. Audio, this doesn't really do much, and you can play around with the video settings in order to change the visual quality. And for WMV, you want to play around with these, and these. Don't touch project or index summary. Just go for bitrate, change it to whatever you want depending on your file. Go to video, change it to whatever you want it to be. And for audio, I wouldn't really recommend kind of doing this one right here. So that's just pretty much it about rendering. Thank you very, very much for watching this part, and I will see you in the next one, where we are going to be checking out how to upload your video and do something else that involves uploading as well.